Okay. All right. So flip to your page one first. This is your notas, the SPM seminar nota. All right. So in case there is someone that do know who I am, then my name is Shirley. Okay. Just refer to your seminar notes, the cover page. All right. So today's our focus for this seminars is about the technique. I will go through with you a model paper, a complete model papers for kertas 1 and kertas 2. But our main focus today is about the techniques of answering the question. So I will not be going through with you all the questions for the model paper because you may get the answers from the QR code here. Okay, after the class, so after the seminars, we will post the answers to these QR codes, which is a Google Drive. Then you may try out the questions and then to mark to check your answers by yourself. Okay, so let us go through on the format first. Then only we move on to the next part. I give you a rough ideas like a revisions for your formats. Kertas 1 and kertas 2. Kertas 3 and kertas 4 is about the lisan. So it's a listenings and also the speaking text. So for the 1 and 2 is all about the writing. Okay, so for kertas 1 is mainly about your essay. Your essays will be split into two parts, bahagian A and also bahagian B. Bahagian A is the karangan bahan rangsangan. So this one is a short essay. Okay, what you need to take notes for this short essay is that in this short essay, you will need to use the point given and then there is one questions only. So this is a compulsory question. Is there any formative writings for this part? Is there any format? Yes, the answer is yes. For example, like last time when we do about the resume, I got to tell you guys about resumes will normally come out in bahagian A because it's very hard for resume, this kind of questions to give you up to 70 marks. So normally what kind of formats that will come out in bahagian A is like the resume, email, surat kiriman rasmi, okay, this kind of formats. But when you enter to the exam hall, please make sure that you are familiar with all the format, okay? Then after that, for bahagian B, this one there is no options, compulsory for A. Bahagian B, you will have 4 questions. 4 questions, you just need to choose one. Pilih dan jawab satu daripada 4 soalan. Jadi, since there is options for you, ada pilihan. So how are you going to choose the question? We will need to use a technique to analyze the question. What is a technique that we will always use? The TKKF. So later I will teach you about the technique. We will go through the kertas 1, but it's mainly on the TKKF. How are you going to identify the TKKF? Then the next one, kertas 2. So for this kertas 2, what they usually test you is mainly on your tata bahasa, the grammar part. Okay, they will split into 3 parts. Bagian A, bagian B, and also bagian C. Bagian A, there is 5 questions. In these 5 questions, they will test you on the sistem dan aplikasi bahasa. First one, the morphology. For the morphology, they will always test you on the golongan kata, jenis kata, in which they will give you a passage and then to ask you to look for. They just want you to have like kata hubung panjangan, kata hubung panjangan relatif, kata hubung panjangan keterangan, what kind of the kata hubung, and then ask you to pindah ayat. Then the next one is syntaxis. Syntaxis is about the struktur ayat. So when it comes to the struktur ayat, the most basic one, subject and predicates. Okay, you will need to know how to differentiate the subject predicates, ayat masmur, ayat sungsang, all this. Whenever it's related to the sentences, then this is syntaxis. Number 3 is penyuntingan. Penyuntingan in English it means edit. So you will need to find out the kesalahan in terms of ejaan, spelling error, in terms of imbuhan. Then after that, your grammar tata bahasa. Lastly is the istilah, which is the vocabulary. So ejaan is the part that you may score because spelling error is very easy. Then is the BMS. What is BMS? BMS is where you will need to change from bahasa klasik and then make it to bahasa Melayu standard. Bahasa Melayu standard is a term that you will usually see it in the pertikan umum. The Malays that you can understand. Bahasa klasik you will find it's like very weird because this is a language used by the pada zaman dahulu. Okay, but then for this part, BMS, this one is very easy. You just need to use a technique and then it's very easy. Usually it's about 6 marks, about 4 to 6 marks like that. So this is very easy. So you're able to take all the marks, score off for all the marks. And then for question 5, very bahasa lah. So this is order bahagian A. After that, when we come to bahagian B. Alright. So for bahagian B, it's about pemahaman. Pemahaman in terms of they will provide you the materials. The materials is bahan, which is a petikan passage. Okay, bahagian B, you will have 3 questions. The first one is petikan modern, petikan umum, in which they will extract the passage articles from the DPP, Dewan Bahasa Pustaka, or maybe some newspaper. This is the petikan modern. Then the second one is a komsas. Komsas, which means that they will come up question like the syair, drama, cerpen, story from there. And then number 3 is a novel part. But no matter how question 6 and question 7, right, they will have 4 questions for each part. Okay, and then that one, the standards of they ask you the questions are kind of similar. Okay, so later I will give you about the technique. And then please help me to remove the prosa traditional, because for prosa traditional, it come out in the BMS. Okay, it normally come out in the BMS. So for the BMS, no worry for this is because you will have one prosa traditional. Prosa is means cerita, okay, traditional story. One prosa traditional is in your form 4 and the other one in form 5. There is only these 2 stories. And then in exam, they will extract a small parts from these 2 stories and ask you to translate. So it's about translations from these 2 stories only. One in form 4 and one in form 5. So this one is very easy. Then after that, the novel. Novel, there is 2 questions. I will go through the technique with you because for one question, it's just berdasarkan petikan. So you're able to get the answers from the petikan. The other one is more likely it's on the novels that you study. So this one would be like you will need to provide the evidence, bukti, contoh from the jalan cerita, the storyline. Then lastly is your rumusan. Okay, when it's come to rumusan, Rumusan is a 30 marks question. So for if you wanted to score for the paper, you will need to get like minimum 25 and above, and you would be able to do that because this one, just the technique and also the formats for you to write out the Rumusan. Okay. All right. So basically, this is the formats for your exam. Any questions regarding to the formats? I believe you will be kind of familiar with the formats already, because already from 5. Okay. So the next part, this one is the kertas 3 and 4, which is a lisan. This one you may go through. Okay, look through yourself because our concerns today, it will be on the penulisan part, the writing part. Okay, so what we do, look at this one. Before we go through the model paper, let us start with this first. And what is this? This kata kunci. Kata kunci is very important when you are analyzing the questions for your karangan, the essay, and also when you are doing the rumusan. Sangat penting untuk karangan dan juga rumusan. Why? Because for rumusan, you will need to find out your own focus. So what we do right now is we'll write the synonyms for each kata kunci. This FCUK, it represent what le? F is mean the factor. C is cara. U is the usaha. K is kesan. So this is the FCUK, factor, cara, usaha, and kesan. So let us continue with the synonym. For the factor is means factors, right? Any synonym we have in BM for factor? Any ideas you can think of? Now let me double check something. It's perfect hand. Okay, yes, here's some synonym here. For factor, you will have put punca, sebab, yes, correct. Cara and usaha. Okay, cara and usaha, it means methods. Basically, cara and usaha, they are the same. Do you have any ideas for cara and usaha? Type to me in the chat box, yeah? Talk to me or else I will be the ones who keep talking. Okay, other than the langkah, other than the tindakan, what else? There is a lot for cara usaha. You will have langkah. You will have tindakan. Okay, there is one with P, kaedah kan. pendekatan. There is one with S, strategy. Initiative. Teknik. Cadangan. Yes. Okay. Yes. So this is all the cara-cara. Do you have anything to add on here? Do you have anything to add on here? All right. I will need to double check for this one. The chat box, sometimes your message would pop on top of my chat box. So you may type a few times if I never answer your question. Okay, then the next one, kesan. Kesan, teacher, why is it kesan, kebaikan, and keburukan there? They split it. It's because that kesan, it means correct, impact, implikasi. That never mentioned it's a good one or the bad one. So for kesans, we will have impact, implikasi. What else? Akibat. Then after that, for kebaikan, there is a lot. Manfaat, faedah. Remember, there is one term I always ask you to remember, start with a K. Kelebihan, not this one up. Kesan positif. Kemaslahatan. Okay, after that, keburukan, kesan negatif, kekurangan. Kelemahan, kebobrokan, kemuskilan. Okay, this is all the keburukan. Then after that, peranan, it means the peranan, it means the role, it means like the tanggung jawab. Tugas perwatakan. Then we come to masalah. Masalah, it means the problem. So if it's problems, you have a challenge, cabaran. Maybe you will have like kemelut, kekangan. Halangan. Rintangan. Issue. Issue also can. Okay, issue also can. Okay, so when it's come to ciri-ciri, it means the characteristics, right? So we will have like sifat, criteria. And maybe unsur, aspect. Lastly, tanda. Fungsi, function, kegunaan. Okay, the last one. Panduan, it means like guide. What is a guidance or the guideline given? So maybe over here you can say bimbingan. Petunjuk. Tip. Rujukan. Okay, this is all the synonym. This is all the synonym. Elements, where do I put that? If you know the sequence elements. Chewy. Any things you wanted to add on for this one? Unsur, yeah. Element is over here. Because it's the same like unsur. Anything else? Any question? No. Okay, why is it this one so important? It is because that you will need the kata kuncis whenever you are doing your karangan, and also you will need that whenever you are using the rumusan. Okay, when you're doing the rumusan, you will need to identify which one is the focus, right? So for the focus, which means the kata kunci, and also same to your karangans, because karangans you will need to get which one is the point that you need to write. That one is the kata kunci. Okay, which is the easy part. All right. So if you are done with this one, let us go through on the kertas status. I will go through with you on the model paper. So we will look at the model papers. I will tell you about the techniques for karangan. Cannot? So let's move on. Let me change the color. Ching, ching, ching. Okay, let's continue. For your kertas satu bahagian A is the karangan pendek, right? So let's see. Karangan pendek, you will need to write within 150 to 200. Minimum is 150, maximum is 200. So in this case, how many paragraphs you need to write for that? Okay. That is like teachers in the school, because I got some of the students that got mentioned to me. The school teachers requires them to write four paragraphs. 4 paragraphs, which means only 2 easy. Okay, if it's 4 paragraphs. Oh, breakout room will close in 8 seconds. What happening? Okay, guys, let's continue. So for this one, it's like minimum 150, maximum 200, right? So how many paragraphs you will need to write for that? Usually, I would tell my students for the short essay, it's about 5 paragraphs. So if it's 5 paragraphs, meaning to say you will start out with a pendahuluan and with your penutup, right? So in the middle, this one is your easy part. Okay. This is 4 to 5 paragraph. 4 to 5 paragraph, which means 2 to 3 easy. Teacher, we can write 4 paragraphs. So little may. There is some students that told me the teachers may not ask them to write 4 paragraphs only. The reason is because that too easy, so that they will need to explain more in the easy. They will need to provide more huraians, because the teachers wanted to look at whether these people they know how to huraikan, elaborate or not. So that's the main part. If a teacher never mentions anything regarding the 4 paragraph to you, then please stick to the 5 easy. I mean like 5 paragraph, 3 easy. Okay, because this is the usual way we will do it during the exam. All right, so the next one. How are we going to apply the TKKF? Because every time when you do karangan, the first step is to identify semak, topik, kata kunci, and format. TKKF. Topik, kata kunci, and this is format. Formats, it will carry about 3 marks if there is any format. So let's say, for example, if it's in your exam, they just mentions to you that ask you to write in emails or ask you to write in a resume, then yes, that will be like 3 marks allocated to the format part. So the remaining 26 marks, it will goes to the karangan, the EC, the kata bahasa, or that out. All right, how are we going to do that? It is important for you to do the TKKF. It is because that for topic, you will need to explain your topics in the pendahuluan, the opening. Then after that, you will need to write out your ECs, which is the kata kuncis in your content part. All right. So the next one, let me think of ting. Okay, for your bahagian A, the karangan pendek, please remember that there is always isi tersurat given. What does this mean by isi tersurat? Because they will give you bahan. Sometimes it will like petikan, pictures, not syair, sajak, puisi. Okay, puisi, poems. They might come out like material like this out. So what happened is, even if they give you the puisi saja, you will need to like extract the information from the puisi and then to come out the ideas even that includes in your karangan, which means isi tersurat. You will have isi tersurat given in bahagian A and then include them in your essay. Do your own huraian. So that's the compulsory parts you will need to do. So look at the question. Maklumat di bawah berkaitan dengan penggunaan kad kredit. Puraikan pendapat anda tentang penggunaan kad kredit. You guys know what is credit cards, right? So the usage of the credit card. Then after that, the huraian is about how long of that? 150 until 200. Okay, so this is the information given. So how we usually do that is, in the question itself, they already told you it's about the penggunaan kad kredit. And panjang huraian, in the entire question, they never ask you to tulis sediakan teks ucapan, sediakan email. They never mentions anything regarding your format. So this one is a topic, panjang huraian, which means a normal karangan. Normal karangans without formats, the categories will categorize them as karangan pendapat or karangan fakta. Okay, this is how we usually categorize them up, karangan pendapat or karangan fakta. Okay, then how about the kata kunci? All right, whenever your question, they never mention specifically what is your kata kunci, whether they want you to write cara, kebaikan, masalah, they never mentions anything, then you just apply this one as a general guideline and then pick from this. Chill, let me finish first. So this will about the faktor, cara, usaha, and then kesan. Kesan we will split into a positive one or the negative one. Okay, whenever your kata kunci is not given in a question, then you may apply this as a general guideline. How do we apply? Remember I tell you for your karangan pendek, there is isi tersurat given in the bahan. So you just go through all the bahans and then to find out whichever isi that is relevant. So look at the first one. Kehendak gaya hidup lifestyle yang berlebihan menjadikan kad kredit dan pinjaman peribadi. Pinjaman peribadi it means a personal loan. So this is credit card, this is personal loan. Kekal menjadi penyumbang utama, the main contributor of what? Mengumpul hutang terlalu tinggi serta berlebihan. High in debt. Malah berdasarkan research, agensi itu mendapati 3 daripada 10 rakyat. If there is 10%, then 3 out of 10 bekerja terpaksa meminjam untuk membeli barang keperluan asas. Why they're working hard? Because they need to borrow the money and then to just buy the barang keperluan asas up. And then after that, according to this person, pengumpulan hutang berlebihan. They have a very high debt. Yang berkaitan gaya hidup, sekiranya penggunaannya tidak terkawal dan berhemat bakal mengundang masalah. Mengundang it means menyebabkan. So if they are not wise in spending, they never control their spending, eventually they will cause a lot of problems, which is a lot of money. Okay, so from here, I can see that this is like the negative sides of the credit cards. Okay, this is like a negative sides of the credit cards because over here they already told you. Because of this card credit, kehendak gaya hidup yang berlebihan, it has causes the card credit mengumpul hutang terlalu tinggi. Berhemat tak? Berhemat, you need to split that. Berhemat it means like spend wisely. Okay, you spend wisely. Berhati-hati semasa menggunakan wang. Okay, this is when you spend the money up. Then bakal over here it means future, in future. Bakal mengundang masalah it means it will cause problems in the future. It means bakal. Okay, future. So over here, this is more likely like the kesan, but it's a kesan negative, which means if you use credit cards, you never use it widely. Eventually, it will causes mengumpul hutang terlalu tinggi serta berlebihan. Then after that, memperkenakan kad kredit bank TTC. Okay, so the main point is the card credit. Card credits, it can help you to have rebates about 3%, and there is no double charge, and that is easiest for you to pay zakat, there is no annual fee, and you are able to perlindungan takaful percuma. So over here, it seems like this is all the kemudahan, which means it will bring you benefits. There is kesan positive and a kesan negative. So from here, you know that, okay, kesan positive, kesan negative, which means the kesan. It can be like kesan positive dan kesan negative, penggunaan card credits, or you may say implikasi card credit. Implikasi is just mean kesan only, mah. They never say it's a good one or the bad one, mah. So it means the effect, the impact. All right. Meaning to say for this question, is your kata kunci. Topik, kata kunci, format, normal karangan. This is bahagian A. Okay, this is how we apply the TKKF, topic, kata kunci, and formats. Whenever your questions never mentions any kata kunci, then you may use the FCUK as a general guideline. Teachers, I don't want to remember the FCUK. Cannot. You can remember the KFC, kesan, faktor, cara. Kesan, faktor, cara, and this FCUK, they are the same because cara and usaha, they are the same. Okay. All right. Then the next one. So I go through with you for this TKKF. We look at bahagian B. Bahagian B, 4 questions, right? So for the 4 questions, I will go through the same things with you. I will go through the TKKF for each question so that you know how to apply the technique. Then after that, the next one, what we need to do is I will go through with you on the technique for your pendahuluan, isi, and penutup. I will give you the technique and teach you how to apply because I will give you a contoh so that you know how you should apply for the technique. All right, so look at page 8. Okay, question 1. For this part, bahagian B, bahagian B is 350 until 500 minimum and maximum. How many paragraphs you need to write for this part? 5 to 6. Okay, normally I ask my students to write 6 paragraphs. It means that 4 to 5 easy. 3 to 4, not 4 to 5. 3 to 4. I will ask my students to write 6 paragraphs. Why I told you that it's like 5 paragraphs? It is because that I know some of your school teachers, especially the Catholic teacher, they will ask students to write 5 paragraphs only. Why is it 5 paragraphs? Because they will want you to write more on the hurayats, but not keep repeating the same things up. All right, so that's the reasons why the school teachers, some of them will require you to write 5 paragraphs, meaning to say, pendahuluan isi 1, 2, 3 lepas tu penutup. It is also correct. Okay, but if your teachers never mentions anything regarding the 5 paragraph, then you just stick to 6 paragraph to be safe. Okay. All right. So over here, let us go through the question together. This is the maklumat tambahan. And this is the soalan. Okay, so every time read your soalans, then only you read the maklumat tambahan. Read the soalans, then you are able to get the TKKF already. Perhatikan di atas menjelaskan masalah obesity yang membelenggu. Membelenggu is means like they are very annoyed with this, or maybe this already, how should I say, merisaukan sesetengah masyarakat Malaysia. Banyak faktor yang menyumbang kepada masalah obesity ini. Huraikan faktor-faktor obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. This one very easy and very obvious. They ask you to huraikan. It just asks you to elaborate, right? Okay. So over here, faktor-faktor and also obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Faktor-faktor is the kata kunci, the factors, and then this one is the topic, especially the obesity. After that, they just ask you to huraikan. Elaborate, so this is like the format because this one would be di kalangan pendapat, kalangan fakta, normal essay only. Okay, you are able to get a TKF from the soalan. If you really couldn't get it, then you can read through the maklumat tambahan to see is there any relevant information or not, because sometimes they will give you a isi tersirat, given point in the question, then you will just need to extract the point, put it in your essay. Question 2. Malaysia dikenali syurga makanan pada mata dunia. Mata dunia it means worldwide. Kekayaan budaya bumi ini mendorong, menggalakkan kewujudan pelbagai jenis makanan tradisional yang menyelarakan antaranya kuih Malaysia yang berasal usul daripada kaum Melayu. Okay, bla 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 bla. Pencuci mulut it means the dessert. Okay, this is dessert. Berikan pendapat anda tentang usaha-usaha yang harus diambil untuk menonjolkan keunikan dan keenakan pencuci mulut di persada dunia. Mata dunia and persada dunia it means worldwide. Pencuci mulut it means the dessert. Menonjolkan it means to show the uniqueness and also the deliciousness of our desserts. Over here, usaha-usaha is a kata kunci, and then menonjolkan keunikan dan keenakan pencuci mulut Malaysia, this one is the topic. Is there any format? Just a normal karangan. Okay, just a normal karangan. And as for question 3, keunikan pelbagai etnik, agama, and then budaya menjadikan Malaysia berbeza. So you will know something about the perpaduan. Perbezaan ini turut mengundang. Mengundang it means like mendatangkan, menyebabkan cabaran yang besar kepada negara kita terus kekal patuh. Padu here it means like compact together, which is perpaduan bersatu padu. Dalam kepelbagaian ini, antara salah satu unsur yang kerap it means always, ditekankan sejak kemerdekaan ialah semangat muhibah. Muhibah it means goodwill, or the good semangat, or the good sifat. Yang mampu mendapatkan, to get what closer. Jurang it means the gap. The gap of the perbezaan antara rakyat Malaysia. Sejauh manakah institusi pendidikan dalam negara kita berperanan untuk melahirkan semangat muhibah tersebut. So, institusi pendidikan melahirkan semangat muhibah ini. This one is a topic. Peranan institusi pendidikan. I should change it over here. So the main thing is the peranan. Peranan of who? Peranan of the institusi pendidikan. Okay, it's like peranan. Peranan of this institusi pendidikan. Format, just a normal karangan. Okay, this is just a normal karangan because it never mentions anything. Get it? So TKKF, because I go through with you on how you should identify the TKKF. So right now for question 4, this is a soalan, this is a maklumat tambahan. Read the soalan. Then from the soalan, can you tell me which one is your topic, kata kunci, and format? I want you to try it on the topic, kata kunci, and format, and then text me in the chat box. I want to see whether you get a point or not. How should we identify the kata kunci, topic, and also the format? You tell me in the chat box, then I will correct you. Yes. Correct, Lynn. And then? Okay, this one very easy, so you know the answer. Exactly, Jeremy, you are correct. Yes, Lynn, correct. Yeah, even. Exactly, everything is correct. So this is rencana, kepentingan, perhikmatan, panggilan. So this one is the format. Kata kunci, kepentingan is also like the manfaat topic. Why is it kepentingan is also manfaat, teacher? Because this is important. Why is it important and benefit? Why is it important? Because it will bring you benefits. That's why it's important. That's why it is also considered under benefits. Okay. Okay. So we finish up the TKKF. you know how to apply. This is the very first step whenever you are doing sekarangan to identify the TKKF. So after you identify the TKKF, what is the next thing that you will need to do? Is a rangka karangan, which is spend about 5 minutes to think of your idea, then only you start. Okay, right now, I want to go through with you on the technique in which you need to use it for your pendahuluan, isi, and the penutup. So I will use this as a sample, this as an example, not just a sample. I will use soalan 1 as an example because I will provide you the techniques together with the contoh, so you know how should apply that. Alright, so we will need to go through the maklumat tambahan since we are doing select for this question. Malaysia dinamakan sebagai sebuah negara yang mempunyai kadar obesiti paling tinggi. Okay, so this is like pengenalan. Look at the second question. Faktor pemakanan dilihat penyumbang utama, main contributor. Obesity ini dengan pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang serta kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. They ask you about the factor. So, pengambilan diet tidak seimbang, kurangnya aktiviti fizikal. This is the factor. This is the easy terserat given in the question. Right now, I will apply this. I will use this to give you example. Okay, I need you to do me a favor. Whoever that is using laptop, tablets, or you're using your phones whatsoever, please make sure that you know the functions on your electronic devices of how you should take screenshots, okay? SSR, or you may go get your handphones with you and then take picture. Why? Because this time, you know, whoa, 4:41 is already so fast. I mainly wanted to teach you on technique, so I don't want you to waste your time copy. Okay, so I will project to you the technique and how you should apply the technique. You just take pictures of that because I need you to know how to apply the technique. How do we do that to construct a sentence? We will do it during the class, right? Okay. So right now, be ready, yeah? Okay, be ready for all your electronic devices and everything. Anything you don't understand, please ask me, or else I will be the ones who keep talking. Okay? All right. So look at your notes. I give you a brief introductions for the techniques that we use first up. For pendahuluan, if it's for pendahuluan, usually I will do 4 sentences, and this 4 sentences represents a TYEK. After that is the EC. For EC, usually I will do about 5 sentences as HYEK. Lastly is the penutup. Penutup is either 3 to 5 sentences. I will use KCH. What is all this about? So we start up with the pendahuluan first. Pendahuluan TYEK. What does this TYEK mean? Give me a moment, yeah. Let me show you the technique and also the sample. Remember that we are using the first question. Topik masalah obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Kata kunci faktor-faktor. Faktor maksudnya punca sebab, factors, reason. Okay, so here are the examples that I'm going to show you. Now, TYEK, it means like topic-wide effect and also the kata kunci. So how do we apply that? Jelaskan topik fenomena obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah. Our topic is obesity, right? Okay, then you explain why is it these situations happen, and then you explain on the impact kesan. What if we never focus on the healthy lifestyle? Then you salin tajuk. Okay, look at your example. The first one you need to explain on the topic, phenomena for the obesity. So, kini it means like nowadays, kelaziman obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah macam mana? Semakin berleluasa. Semakin berleluasa, it means like semakin meningkat, getting more and more di negara kita. So, this is your first sentence. How are you going to explain? You are not explaining that, okay, what is obesity? Obesity, penyakit kronik, kenapa ada obesity ini? No, okay, you just explain the phenomena, the situations of this among the students. Semakin berleluasa, semakin meningkat. Then, why is these situations happen? Jelaskan sebab. Sebab kerana ibu bapa yang sibuk, amat sibuk dengan apa? Dengan kerjaya, their own career, sehingga mereka telah mengabaikan kesihatan kanak-kanak di rumah, mengakibatkan semakin banyak kanak-kanak obese. Why? It's because of parents that are very busy until they cannot cook the food. So they would like need to be fast, right? Okay, fast food. Easy, convenience, fast food. But fast food is very unhealthy, and also maybe because they got no time, so we just tapao lah. Okay, go to the mama, go to the store, go tapao, go eat outside. Okay, outside food. There is a lot of ajinomoto. Who like the ajinomoto? Hiya, there is a lot of ajinomoto, and that's what else? Apa tu, kicap banyak lah, salt banyak lah. That's why. Okay. Then the next one. Effect. Jelaskan kesan jika gaya hidup sehat diabaikan. Diabaikan it means like ignore. Okay, be ignored or neglected. Sekiranya kita memandang remeh, maksud memandang remeh, if we look down on this, we never pay attention for that. Okay. Terhadap masalah obesity ini, pastilah akan meningkatkan risiko apa? Menjangkiti penyakit kronik. Kerana kesihatan kanak-kanak terjejas. Terjejas it means being damaged already. Their health. Then lastly, tajuk is a combination of kata kunci and topic. That's the reasons why just now the topic kata kunci format, the TKKF, I never mentions that the T is tajuk because it's a combination of the kata kunci and topic. It cannot be tema also. Why? For example, tema is like gejala sosial. But then inside gejala sosial, you will have a lot of subtopic. Gejala sosial includes of like bully cyber, vandalism, gangsterism, all this kind of thing. That's the reasons why this is topic. Okay. So over here, you will need to explain, not to say explain, you will need to emphasize again what is your kata kunci and the topic before you enter your second paragraph, which is a first EC. Because your first EC, you will direct tell your teacher, okay, what is the factors it causes the obesity to happen? The obesity, faktor yang menyebabkan obesity berlaku. So before you tell your teachers, you need to like tell them first. Okay, right now what I'm going to tell you is the factors, faktor. Just like the syarahan ucapan, the format you will need to say menyampaikan sebuah syarahan yang bertajuk apa, the same thing. Alright, so over here just the rule. Kita perlu meneliti kata kunci, topik, kerana kalau tak berada-rada tak akan tempa bersarang rendah. This is a peribahasa. And what is the meaning of this peribahasa? It's mean everything happens for a reason. So whenever your karangan, your ratings for faktor, then you may put this peribahasa in the pendahuluan. Okay, because it means everything happens for a reason. And right now, your karangan, your writings to your teachers about the reason. Can I? Okay, take a pictures for this. I give you 5 seconds. If there's anything you want to clarify regarding the pendahuluan technique, please clarify with me in the chat box. If no, then I will move on the EC part with you. Okay? I will move on the EC part with you. So I give you 5 seconds to take a pictures for that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we move on. We continue to the EC part. Okay. All right. Look at your EC part. EC is the SHYEK. So what is means by the SHYEK? Hey guys, got question you need to ask. You need to clarify. Just now my Mandarin conductor is like keep asking, spamming me question until I need to tell that guy. Guys, later I explain. You let me finish first. Okay, so for this one, the SHYEK, S is the EC. You will need to write out the EC and then how these factors terjadi, why it will causes the obesity, and what is the impact, and lastly a conclusion. The conclusion here is mainly like the ayat penegas. Okay, you just repeat against your EC. It's like ayat penegas. So look at the quest. Look at the contoh. Salah satu faktor yang mencetuskan, it trigger the masalah obesity. It is because of the gaya hidup kanak-kanak yang tidak sehat. kerana pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. Yang ni cikgu ambil dari mana? Daripada soalan maklumat tambahan. Isi tersurat daripada maklumat tambahan. I just use it from the question. Dan mengapakah faktor ini terjadi? Why is it they will have pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang? Not balanced diets. Kadang-kadang kini hanya gemar. Gemar it means suka. So the kids nowadays they only like to eat makanan tinggi lemak seperti apa? Lemak it means fat. Fast food, makanan segera. Don't tell me makanan cepat, makanan pantas. Fast food is makanan segera. Segera is like immediately. Dan tiada khasiat nutrition seperti makanan segera dan kurang ilmu tentang apa kepentingan piramid makanan, the food pyramid. Okay. Because they like to eat makanan tinggi lemak and also lack of the knowledge regarding pyramid makanan. That's why it causes them to have this pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. You see all the points, all the huraians, they can interrelated one. Okay, they are relevant one. That's why it's easiest for you to think of the next one, the next huraian. Then why? Mengapakah akan menyebabkan masalah obesity? The reason is because fenomena ini, fenomena apa? Yang ni ya, fenomena ini ya, menjadi penyumbang utama, the main contributor to the masalah obesity because kerana apa? Makanan segera bukan sahaja terdapat kandungan lipid. Lipid sejenis lemak, malah kandungan tersebut akan meningkatkan risiko obesity seseorang. Jadilah masalah obesity semakin meningkat dalam masyarakat kita. So, the impact, the effect, kesan jika faktor tersebut dibiarkan. What does this mean by faktor tersebut dibiarkan? What if you just let it be? Okay lah, the kids nowadays pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang, masih boleh lah, okay, biar je. What if you say biar je, then what happen? Masalah obesity dalam kalangan murid sekolah akan bertambah chronic. Chronic it means what? It means serious. It will getting serious and serious, serious and serious. If the students they're never being input by the knowledge, diterapkan it means inputs. Okay, menerapkan ilmu pengetahuan, input the knowledge to the students. So eventually you write all the HYE already. So the last one. Can no problems, you can also say meningkatkan risiko obesity dan penyakit kronik seperti penyakit sakit jantung, penyakit tinggi kolesterol. You can add that in, okay, so that it can make your huraian longer. No problem. Phenomena is the same meaning as how. Phenomena is like, can understand in this way. It is like the situations, the keadaan ini, situasi ini, like that. The phenomena. Yes, okay. So over here the K, konklusi ulang semula isi utama, you just repeat again because the konklusi is actually like the ayat penegas. What is the techniques being shown in your textbook? The textbook, if your teacher is using a textbook, then they will tell you the imbaku, okay? Imbaku, the isi mengapa, bagaimana, ungkapan, and also the penegas, imbaku. So the konklusi is actually like the ayat penegas. Cannot, you just repeat again. Tuntasnya, it means in short. If you don't want to use tuntasnya, because you will have like so many isi to write, right? Konklusi, tuntasnya, secara konklusi, tegasnya, this one all you can use. Pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang, this is my isi for this part. Tengok sini, tengok sini. Pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang. So for the last one, pengambilan diet yang tidak seimbang akan menjejaskan kesehatan lalu menyumbang kepada masalah obesity. Okay, so stop. So this is how we do that. So you see, the reasons why I want to teach you about the technique is because that you need to keep asking yourself a question. Whenever you are doing karangan, it's all about idea. So you will need to spend yourself question and then you reply to the question, you answer the question. That is your huraian. That is your karangan. Okay, cannot. Any problem for the easy part, anything you want to clarify or anything you want to ask. If no, I move on to penutup. So 5 seconds for you to take a picture. Make sure you are very familiar with that because you can play around with the technique. And all good. If yes, I move on. Even you okay? My dear Shirley, you also okay, right? If anything, you ask me, yeah? Okay. So let's move on to the penutup part. Penutup, the closing, closing, why is this we use KCH? Okay. KCH, what does it mean? I believe that your teachers will teach you about CH, cadangan and harapan. Teacher, then what is this K about? Basically, it's same, okay? It's just because I realized that when I never mention the K, my students seems like they don't know they need to write this sentence out. Okay. The K, it means the konklusi, ayat konklusi untuk topik. Why? Because this is the penutup. This already is the closings for the entire karangan. So for sure, the first sentence when you conclude your karangan, you will need to give a short conclusions regarding the topic. What is the topic? Obesity. So you just continue with kesimpulannya. Masalah obesity akan membahayakan nyawa. Nyawa it means life. Nyawa seseorang, a short word. It means that obesity is a very, very, very dangerous disease. I mean like penyakit. So, cadangan and harapan, what happened? Cadangan, it means the suggestions. Cadangan, harapan, it means the hope. So, whenever you are giving out a suggestion, for sure you are giving someone the suggestion. That's why you need a character. Character, which means watak. You need to provide the watak, the character, the suggestions. And why are you giving them the suggestions? Why? Because you want them to improve, to become better. So if you want them to improve, to become better, which means that the harapan is the kesan positive. Okay, this is a good side, the kesan positive. All right, so how do we apply this one? We finish up the konklusi, ayat konklusi already, ma. So right now the cadangan, I need a watak. So the watak here, I read the parents, ibu bapa. Ibu bapa berperanan penting. They also play a very important role in nurturing, developing gaya hidup yang sehat dengan menjadi suri teladan. Suri teladan, it means the role model. So if you wanted to make your huraian better, right? You don't stop at suri teladan sahaja, because whenever you are writing out the, what if they say cara-cara untuk memupuk amalan gaya hidup sehat? For sure, we always use ibu bapa. Ibu bapa ni tu, ibu bapa menjadi suri teladan, right? Okay. Don't just stop at suri teladan. You give a more precise and a specific huraian. This is what your teachers want. Suri teladan, macam mana menjadi suri teladan? Dia nak buat apa? Seperti mengamalkan pengambilan makanan seimbang dalam diet. Relate it to your topic. Then with this kind of actions, with this kind of behavior, anak-anak akan mengikut jejak. They will follow their parents' tingkah laku, whatever they do. Kerana in the peribahasa, okay, lalu tabiat pemakanan mereka akan menjadi lebih seimbang. Jadi yang ni semua apa? Semua kesan positif, harapan. So the next one, pihak sekolah. What pihak sekolah they need to do? Menganjurkan program kesihatan. Like how? Memberikan ceramah berkaitan implikasi yang didatangkan. Okay, what is the harapan? So that the students will memahami kepentingan dan menghindarkan diri daripada obesity. Give a more precise huraian so that your teachers really know what are you trying to explain, what are you trying to elaborate. So this is how you can get the marks, okay? And then, how many cadangans and harapans we usually write for the cadangan? When it comes to the short essay, cadangan pendek, bahagian A, then I will usually tell my students for penutup, one cadangan, one harapan is enough because you will have the words limit within 150 to 200, okay? But if it's a cadangan umum, the long essay, it's like within 350 to 500. So for the penutup, I will suggest my students to write 2 cadangans and 2 harapan, okay? And then, the patterns of your cadangans and harapans, you can split it into the independent sentence, which means either you write ayat cadangans, ayat harapan like this, or you just combine the cadangans and harapan in one sentence by using the kata hubung. If you wanted to combine them, what is the kata hubung that we always use? Kus. Kerana, KUSL, untuk, supaya. Untuk demi bagi basically they are the same. Supaya and agar they are also the same. Okay, kerana untuk supaya. This is how we connect the cadangan and the harapan. Okay, so this is how we do the karangan. So you just stick to the pattern, stick to the techniques, then it's very easy for you to do your karangan. If you accidentally exit, how do you choose which to cut off? Okay, then you will need to look at which paragraph you read too long. Because there is one saying for your karangan, all the paragraph you will need to, the length you will need to be almost the same like that. Cannot be one parangan that is like too long like that. So if it's that one, you realize it's too long. For example, averagely for each paragraph you write about 60. Okay, but then there is one paragraph 60 or maybe like 80 lah, 80. But there is one paragraph you write up until 112. 120. So you forces to cut off the 121. Okay, because that's too much already. So you will need to make it average the same. Can I? Okay, anything you want to clarify regarding your paper two, kertas, paper what? Kertas satu. Yes, which is the karangan part. Anything you want to clarify me in the chat box. So the next part I will go to with you is the kertas dua, the tata bahasa part. Okay, I know some of you, after 1 hour break, you're already very blah blah. So what happened is, if you need a break, right now I give you about 5 minutes break. Go toilets, go to drink some water, or go to wash your face. So later 5:06 I will continue with you. Whoever's want to ask me questions, you may just type to me in the chat box. I will use this 5 minutes to answer your question. Okay, the rest who needs a break, then right now 5:06 I will continue. But as maka tidak mas if it exceed the words limit. Yes. Okay, there is one teachers from which school? Sri Petaling, is it, if I'm not mistaken? Yes. And then the teacher is examiner. The teacher says that if you exceed the words limits, the highest mark that you will got is like 65. Okay, the highest marks, like, although your paper 2, I mean like bagian B is 70 marks, but you will not get higher than that. But sometimes 5 marks, it will give you a different grade. This is what's been told by my students, because he said the teacher is examiner. Full essay. So sorry, my dear. We will give you the answer, but you will not get something like this, because this is, I do it myself regarding to the technique. So yeah. Sorry, recently we're very busy with the submission, so I can do like this only. But we will provide you the answer. The answer is like it's like give you in a point form. Is it point form? Point form or the full essay? But no matter how, it will not arrange nicely like this. Okay, it will not arrange nicely like this. But if you need any help, you may still text me. If you want me to mark your karangan based on the technique I teach you right now, you can text me your karangan. Yes. Wait, in case I forgot, I give you my number first. Tamsilnya, misalnya, this is contoh. So contohnya, you can use like tamsilnya, misalnya. Yes. So we will move on, continues at 5:06. Yeah, anything you may just ask me. Okay, toilet break finished. Let's continue. So no questions regarding your kertas satu already. Let's move on. Look at your kertas dua. So for kertas dua, same things. I will go through with you on the techniques, but I will not go through with you in details for each question. But you may try out the questions and then double check the answers in the QR codes. If you need explanations on teacher, why is this wrong? Teacher, why is this correct? Then you text me. Okay. So for this part, the morphology. Morphologies I will always test you in what? The Chinese capital, right? So what is really important is every time when you do your questions, first thing first, please read the arahan. Baca arahan dulu. Okay, so like for this question, they ask you to gandakan perkataan to make it as a kata ganda, and then you need to bina ayat. Okay, for this part, I want to tell you about the bina ayat thingy. How many words you need to write? Roughly about 10 is enough. Not too long because you're not writing out the karangan. Not too short because you're not primary school students anymore. So for this one, let's say there is like 1, 2, 3, 4 terms here, right? Why is it 8 marks? It is because that you will need to change all these 4 into kata ganda and then bina ayats by using the kata ganda. So I give an example. Let's take this one as an example. Pohon, it means pokok. So if you wanted to make it as kata ganda, then we would say pohon-pohon. Okay, so how are you going to answer the question? Pohon, make it become pohon-pohon. Teacher, pepohon is actually like the kata ganda, kata ganda separa. If they want you to write in kata ganda separa, then usually they will mention. Okay, they will mentions make it become the kata ganda separa. Cannot just like your kata nama. Okay, because in exam usually sometimes they will ask you to look for the kata nama. So if they ask you to look for the kata nama only, always look for kata nama Okay, always look for kata nama because if they want you to look for kata nama khas, they will specifically mention is kata nama khas. Just like whenever they say kata kerja, avoid the kata kerja with imbuhan di. Diambil, ditugaskan, dimakan. Why, teacher? This is all kata kerja, right? Yes, but if it's specific, this is kata kerja passive. Same thing. If they want you to write kata kerja passive, that will mentions in the question, the arahan. Cannot? So for this one, teacher, right now they ask us to underline, to gandakan, but a lot of questions, they will ask us to look for like dua kata hubung, dua kata hubung. Dua kata hubung, dua kata adjective. My teacher told me we need to draw the table. If no draw table, then we're wrong already. So what happened? You can draw the table. How are you going to draw the table? Okay. The purpose of drawing a table is just make your answers more neatly and also more clean and clear. Okay. That's what I do. Is it compulsory that teacher, if I never draw the table, it means that I'm wrong? No, this is wrong statement. In SPM, they never mentioned that if you never draw a table, then you are wrong. No, this is the rule set by your teacher because in school exam, you will need to follow their preference. Of course, you need to write a full one, kata hubung, kata adjective. If, let's say your question is asking you for kata hubung, kata adjective, you may present your answer in this way. It's okay. It's correct. No problems, okay? Or you may also answer another way. What is the kata hubung? Okay, then 1, 2. Then after that, kata adjective 1, 2 also can, whichever patterns also can, is accepted in SPM. Not necessary that you must have the table. Okay, then the next one, which is the bina ayat. How are you going to bina ayat? Is this bina ayat very difficult? No, you just use the technique. Watak, kata kerja, huraian. Huraian penjelasan keterangan they are the same. How do we apply this technique in your kata kerja? Let's say, in your kata kerja, but in your bina ayat, we need to bina ayat by using this one. So we have a watak. The watak here, pohon, pohon. Pihak berkuasa, menebang, pokok-pokok, di tepi jalan, kerana menghalang penglihatan pengguna jalan raya. No. Remember the question, gandakan perkataan yang bergaris, kemudian anda dikehendaki membina satu ayat anda sendiri. So that, sorry it's pohon-pohon. I thought you were asking teacher, not pohon. It's pohon-pohon. Cramp my finger, what happened? Okay, so for this one, this is my watak. Pihak berkuasa is my watak. Menebang pokok-pokok, menebang pohon-pohon. This is the kata kerja. This one is the huraian. Okay, so watak, kata kerja, and then huraian. No. Mengeluh, that one is not mengeluh-ngeluh. That one is keluh mengeluh. Mengeluh, it means you sigh. You in a very sad way. Then keluh mengeluh, it is like keluh mengeluh, other than you sigh, you're very sad, you're also complaining like that. Okay, you're also complaining like that. So this is keluh mengeluh. So this is how we usually do the bina ayat, watak, kata kerja, and then huraian. Cannot? So this is not hard. This is very easy. Okay, so let's move on. One thing for the huraian, take note how you're going to connect the huraians with the kata kerja. Kerana, untuk, okay, kerana, untuk, agak. So you will have like bagi demi also can, supaya agak also can. This is how we connect by using the kata hubung. Okay, understand now? If yes, then move on. So bina ayat is not hard. It's just watak, kata kerja, and then huraian. After that is the syntaxis. This syntaxis is what? Subject and predicates, a very basic one. You need to master for your subject and predicates so that you are able to do other questions. For ayat sungsang, all this you require the subject and predicates. Subject is orang, benda, perkara. Predicates is your penjelasan, huraian, keterangan. So the example I always give it to my students. Ali dan Siti pergi ke sekolah. Yang mana tu orang di sini? Ali dan Siti. Pergi ke sekolah, this one is the penjelasan. Okay. Whenever is the orang, benda, perkara, then everything would be predicate. As long as they're not parked under the subject. Alright, so for the next one. Same thing, remember to read your soalan. Look at question 3. Okay. Question 3 penyuntingan edits. This edits part that is for kesalahan. Kesalahan ejaan, spelling error. This one is the most easiest one. Please go and. This one is the easiest. So you need to like go through the questions and then to get all the kesalahan ejaan. Kesalahan bahasa, which is a kesalahan tata bahasa. Kesalahan imbuhan, and lastly is the istilah that I mentioned to you during the format time. There were two types of the questions. Either they give you 2 petikan, or either they will just give you 1 petikan and tell you that is 11th or 13th kesalahan. But how are you going to answer this question? If you want to present your answer in a more neatly way, then you can draw the table. Same thing, this is the kesalahan. Then this is the pembetulan. Just draw the table so that it is more neat for your teacher to mark your paper. Okay, then we come to the BMS. BMS is the part I want to mention the things with you. Cannot. Jeremy. Oops, it's raining. After imbuhan kan and imbuhan I, no kata sendi. Remember? Kata hubung kan, kata sendi cannot. Cannot? Okay. So right now look at the BMS part. BMS, what you need to do is like to change the Bahasa Classic and then to make it become the Bahasa Melayu Standard. Okay. So for this part, like I already tell you that this one, the extract from the prosa traditional. Form 4, you have one prosa traditional. Form 5, you have another prosa traditional. And how are you going to do this question? Prosa is means cerita. So this is a story. Whenever there is a story, meaning to say that you will have a character, watak. So you will need to find out the watak first. Cari watak. Teacher, does this mean that I need to remember the watak, the characters for these prosa traditionals? No, you just need to find out the watak over here. Okay, and then the next one, find out the kata kerja. Go and find out what is this character is doing. Okay, and then number 3, bina ayat. Bina ayat, how, like what I told you just now, in the morphology. So for this bina ayat, watak, kata kerja, and then huraian. Last step, you need to make sure that all the tata bahasa, they are correct. Pastikan tata bahasa adalah betul. So you will need to make sure the tata bahasa, they are correct. So right now, let us start. Before we start, let me tell you one thing. For the BMS part, you will see a lot of this term. Maka ataupun harta. Okay. What is means by maka ataupun harta? It means lalu, kemudian, seterusnya. Okay, lalu, kemudian, and also seterusnya. And then, if your harta or maka is come out at the beginnings of the term, then you will change it to this. But if you saw your harta and maka is at the middle of the sentence, then you will need to change to lalu. Teacher, is it compulsory for me to change to lalu, kemudian, seterus whenever there is maka and harta? There is two types of teachers. One teacher is compulsory, you will need to change that. The other kind is that they will ask you to ignore it. You just ignore all the maka harta, no need to change to lalu, kemudian, seterusnya. So you will need to go and double check which type is your teacher, which kind. Okay? SPM actually both also can, but then you will need to double check with your teacher. Because I got students feedback, their teachers want them to ignore. But I also got students who tell me compulsory to change to either ones, or else the teachers will deduct the marks. Which one? And why Penla? It is because this part is the extract from the story. So basically, this is not what happened, the first thing that happens in the story. Before that, there is still some incidents going on. It's just that they never extract out over here. That's the reason, because they extract one part from the story only. This is not the beginning of the story. That's why you can do that. That's why they put markup. Hey, let me tell you. So right now, let me tell you how we go through one round. I mean, like the first sentence, I tell you how you do that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this one. And then you remember this one. So usually, whenever we do BMS, you look at your sentence. Okay, look at the part that extract. How many sentences inside? This is the first one. Here the second one. And the third one. Meaning to say, when I translate, I will translate into 3 sentences as well. Okay. So the first part. The first part, let me identify the watak and the kata kerja first. Maka Sultan Muzaffar Shah pun tahu akan perihat itu. Perihat, it means perkara. Perkara. Maka terlalunya, it means overview, duka cita. Duka cita, it means sedih. Nice, ya. So duka cita is means sedih. Baginda melihat kelakuan, kelakuan is means like the behavior, tingkah laku paduka raja dengan Seri Nara Diraja itu. So there is 2 more people here, but the first thing, the first one, the main important one is our Sultan, is the watak, pun tahu akan. This is the kata kerja. After that, the rest is your hurayat. So how are we going to change that? Later, we move on to the next one. Maka fikir di dalam hati Baginda. So, our Baginda is thinking something. This is the kata kerja. The rest is the hurayat. Okay. Jikalau demikian binasalah. Binasalah is means destroy. Kerana orang besar ni tidak muafakat sama orang besar. Muafakat is means agreement. Okay, they do not agree with each other, meaning to say they have a pergaduhan, perselisihan, do not have the persefahaman. And then, hatta maka Baginda fikir berbicara hendak memuafakat. This one is the watak. Fikir berbicara is means like to think of a ways. Okay, to think of a ways. This is the kata kunci. The rest is the hurayat. So, how are we going to do that? Let me show you. Yeah, it's smaller. Okay, so the first one I told you already, my expectation is that kind of you need to change to kemudian seterusnya, then you just change it. The first term either seterusnya or kemudian. Okay, my watak here mengetahui perkara itu, which is like tahu akan perihal itu, and then my hurayat lalu Baginda macam mana? Why there is lalu? Because maka berasa sedih melihat kelakuan. Sedih kelakuan siapa? Yang dua orang ni. Okay, this is a hurayat. Then the next one, maka fikir di dalam hati Baginda. Baginda is the watak. Baginda berfikir dalam hati, and then the hurayat. Negeri ini akan hancur sekiranya kedua-dua orang besar negeri ini tidak bermuafakat. If they never come to an agreement. Okay, hatta seterusnya. Baginda is the watak. Fikir berbicara, mendapat idea untuk memuafakatkan Seri Nara Diraja dengan paduka raja. Full stop. Can? Weyang, can? You can change to that. Which is like, negeri ini akan musnah. Can, no problem. So this is how they do the BMS. Is this very hard? No, this is very, very easy. Okay, you just need to find out the watak, kata kerja, hurayat, and then you just like rearrange the sentence, make it smooth. Five seconds, takes a picture, then I will move on the next one with you. Which is the pemahaman part. Yes, it will be more complete lah. But if you never to write berasa, let me see what do I write Baginda sedih. Then you will need to write Baginda sedih akan keluarkan paduka raja. Yes, okay, you need to make sure the tata bahasa they are correct. Any question? Can still can follow If yes, let's continue the next one. Okay, So right now, let's continue to the next one. Take a picture already. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chang. Okay. So this is a peribahasa part answer get in the QR code, yeah? Bahagian B, pemahaman. Okay, bahagian B, you will have 3 questions. The first one, petikan umum, petikan sastra, and then the last one is novel. So for petikan umum and petikan sastra, basically the question, they are the same. The patterns, they are the same. Meaning to say, every time when you do your pemahaman question, first thing first is to look through the question first. Don't read the petikan first. You read the question first to find out what is the question asking, what they write. Then only you read the petikans to look for the answer. Okay, save your time. So for this one, the first question that will always ask is the maksud. Okay, is the maksud. Then the second question is merujuk bahan 1 dan 2. Maksudnya, you can get the answers from petikan, berdasarkan petikan. So this one for sure you can get because it's the answers from petikan. And then number 3 is your pendapat kebat question. Number 4, bincangkan langkah-langkah. Number 4, although this is kebat, 3 and 4 is also kebat, but number 4 you need to take note is because they will always give you a case scenario. Okay, number 4 is always a case scenario. You will need to apply to the case scenario. Later I will teach you the techniques whenever you're answering for the kebat question. So we look at this first up. The first word, maksud. Teacher, maksud is very easy, but please make sure you write in a complete sentence, not ayat tergantung. Meaning to say, berdasarkan bahan 1, menggenggam berdasarkan petikan 1, menggenggam segulung ijazah bermaksud. Then you write out your answer. Teacher, can I write berdasarkan petikan bahan 1, maksud menggenggam segulung ijazah ialah. Okay. Let me tell you, the meanings for menggenggam segulung ijazah, ijazah it means degree. Okay, menggenggam it means like hold like this. So over here it means you already have the degree, meaning to say menamatkan pengajian di university. Sure. Then why I cannot write berdasarkan bahan 1, menggenggam segulung ijazah ialah menamatkan pengajian di university. Do you still remember? When do we use ialah? In what kind of situations we can use ialah? Kata bahasa part. Anyone remember? When do we use ialah? Now, this is the kata pemberi. Kata pemberi we will have 2, ialah and adalah. In what situations we can use ialah? Whenever it is kata nama. So, adalah is when it is kata sendi and also kata adjective. Menamatkan kata kerja. If you put ialah menamatkan pengajian di university, this is definitely wrong because there is kesalahan bahasa. So your teachers will deduct your marks. Okay, by right it cannot be. Because ialah, they are very specific and very particular in which it can only be used for kata nama. Then teacher, how? There is no kata kerja for kata pemberi. That's why I use bermaksud. Okay, I ask you to use bermaksud. But in exam, when you are writing karangan, teachers are very particular on ialah. It can only be kata nama. But teacher is kind of like lenient with adalah because adalah it will be more general. Other than kata sendi and kata adjective, if there is no other choice, you may use adalah menamatkan pengajian di university. Even if it's kata kerja after adalah, your teachers will still accept. But if it's ialah, kata kerja, this is definitely wrong because teachers are very particular on ialah. This is a kata bahasa part. Okay, so in order to avoid and prevent all this kind of situation, you just use bermaksud. After bermaksud, apa apa jenis kata also can use. Okay, that's why answer in this way. This one, you got a point, understand? If yes, then let's move on. Teacher, if in karangan I write adalah menjaga kesehatan Kena, kata kerja mah, your teacher will accept. Ialah menjaga kesehatan, no, kesalahan bahasa. Because they're very particular on ialah. Remember that, Okay. So number 2, it is berdasarkan petikan. So just copy the answer and then you just, copy the questions and then to state the answer. And then number 3 and 4, kebat. Okay, I give the examples whenever you're answering for kebat question. Look at your questions number 4. Question number 4, the case scenario. So over here, Anda mempunyai seorang rakan sekelas yang mengalami masalah autisme. Dan rakan Anda selalu menunjukkan aksi. Aksi is the action. Actions word, knock the table. Mengetuk meja yang berulang-ulang. Keep knocking the table. Malahan kerap kali berlaku keadaan serangan ke atas rakan sekelas because it's very annoying. So some of the students, they will attack your friends that have this autism. Okay, maybe throw him with a pencil or whatsoever. Anda mendapati apa? Rakan ini tidak mendapatkan rawatan terapi yang sewajarnya. Your friends never gets the therapies that he should go for it out. So, bincangkan langkah-langkah yang akan Anda ambil untuk membantu rakan bermasalah autisme ini. So, this is a scenario. You need to answer that. How many marks for your question? 4 marks. So, how are you going to answer? Give 2 isi, which is 2 langkah, and then 2 huraian. Explanation. Provides 2 langkah, and then also the huraian. Huraian, how should we write that? Agar, supaya, kerana, untuk. The KUS, remember, how are we going to construct the sentence? Bina ayat. There is different type of the teachers, yes. One of it usually is why I will tell my students about the huraian. It is because the reasons why your teachers want to put kebat question is they wanted to see whether you can think or not, okay? Give idea or not. So, like 4 marks, that will either like 2 easy, 2 huraian. Some of the teachers, but very, very, very less up. Some teachers will tell the student to give 4 easy without huraian. This is a very, very rare scenario, okay? Very, very rare scenario. Yes, that's why huraian is very important. Even so, there is like 3 marks. 3 marks, it means that you will need to give 2 easy as well. Why? Easy, 1 mark, and then the huraians will become 0.5 marks. Usually, it's majority of a teachers that want the huraian because they need you to explain why they need to do so. That's why it is kebat. But if your school teachers tell you this is the marks, then you ask for the marking scheme to check for that. Okay? Like easy and also the bahasa. Because bahasa, they already tested you in the bahagian A. Okay, bahasa, they already tested you in the bahagian A. So for the bahasa, mainly, they will test you in bahagian A. That's why just now the question, I say, why your teachers will still accept adalah menjaga kesehatan. Because the bahasa, very particular one, they test you in bahagian A. Okay? Because if it's very, very strict, even adalah, they should not use that. So go and double check. Okay, so for this one, I give you a sample. How should you answer? Now, you need to start like this. Langkah-langkah yang akan saya ambil untuk membantu rakan bermasalah autisme ini, termasuklah, then you write out your isi and huraian. How do I combine? By using the kata hubung. So you see over here. This one is the isi. This one is the huraian. 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. In total, 4 marks. This is how we do that for the kebat question. Whenever kebat question, this is how we do. So what is a langkah? Berjumpa dengan kaunselor dan menjelaskan keperluan rakan tersebut. Why you need to do so? Supaya dia mendapat rawatan yang profesional dan keadaan tidak bertambah teruk. Okay, so the next one. Memberitahu dan menjelaskan keperluan mendapat rawatan kepada siapa? Ibu bapa rakan. So why you need to do so? Because their parents need to understand the importance of your friends to get this treatment. Okay, so that's the huraian. Isi huraian. Any questions for your kebat? If no, then we shall move on to the novel part. Okay, because for the petikan moderns, petikan umums, and the petikan sastera, the question they are the same. So you take picture for this, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. All right, look at this one. Petikan sastera, same things happen. The first question they will ask you maksud. The second question berdasarkan semua bahannya, berdasarkan petikan, you will able to get this. And then for this one, pada pendapat. Question number 3 is kebat. Question number 4, it is also kebat, but that is a case scenario. Okay, understand now? Then the next one, novel. Okay. For novel, question 8, that was split into 2 parts. The first part is usually berdasarkan petikan. So for this mark, you will able to score all. Because it's berdasarkan petikan, you can get the answers from here. It is just that your Form 5 novel is Tirani. Form 4 novel is Lieutenant Adnan. That we already go through this way up. So for this part, the petikan, it can also be the novels that you never studied before, because in SPM, all the SPM papers that is standardized for all the zone, they would be the same. So meaning to say, this part, it can also become out novels from other zone, not necessary to be the novels that you studied before. But no worries, because even it's from other zone, the answer is still berdasarkan petikan. So you can get the answer from the petikan. Please score for this. This is very easy, just from the petikans only. And then, question 2. Question 2, this one, jawab soalan di bawah berdasarkan novel-novel yang berikut. They will give you the choices, and then they will give you a general question. Berdasarkan sebuah novel yang Anda pelajari, jelaskan bahagian peleraian yang diakhiri unsur kegembiraan. They already told you, berdasarkan sebuah novel yang Anda pelajari, meaning to say, out of all the novels, you will need to pick one. So whenever you are asking questions for this, you will need to include the sentence in which by telling them which is the novel that you study. This is compulsory. Because if you never include that sentence, your teacher has the right to not give you any single marks, not even one. Okay, so this is it. Novel yang telah saya kaji, jelas the novel name, the author name. From where? From the question. So you don't need to go and memorize, but you need to include that. Please remember, this is compulsory. Okay, and then what is the question asking? Bahagian peleraian. Teacher, what is peleraian? This is the jalan cerita, the plot. For all the story, as long as there is story, it will always start with permulaan. Then after that, your story develops, perkembangan. After perkembangan, then your story becomes very complicated, perumitan, and then the climax is what we call puncak. Eventually ending peleraian. Okay, permulaan is the beginning, perkembangan is how the story develops, conflict, climax, ending. So they ask you for the bahagian peleraian yang diakhiri unsur kegembiraan. It's a happy thing here. Okay, so you will need to write the incidents together with the bukti, the contoh, which is the peristiwa daripada novel yang Anda kaji. Okay, so usually if it's 6 marks, we might give like 3 isi, 3 huraian. How many paragraphs? You can write like 1 isi, 1 paragraph, or you can also gabung. What does it mean? It means that 1 isi, 1 paragraph, 3 isi, in total you have 3 paragraphs. But you may also do in one way. gabungs all the isi together, which means you have only one paragraph. Two ways also can, but you need to double check with your school teachers. Do they have any preference? If they got no preference, then whichever also can. SPM, they accept both. Clear? Can? Any problem? We still have some time. I want to complete the bahagian C, which is the rumusan. The last part, guys. Anything you want to ask regarding part bahagian A, bahagian B? If no, we shall move on to the last word, which is rumusan. No, I don't have. Okay. So right now, let's continue. For this part, rumusan, please remember the word limit is you cannot write more than 120. 120 is the max, okay? 120 is the max. So you know that when it's come to SPM levels, your rumusans, they will never tell you. Last time when you are in tingkatan 1, 2, 3, that for rumusans, they will tell you like what is the tajuk for that mark. But do you know that they changed the formats for the lower form? So even right now, for the lower form, they never show them and they never tell them on the tajuk. They will need to find out themselves from the petikan, just like what you do. Okay, so for this one, they will never tell you the tajuk, which is the kata kunci, what the dates at the beginnings of the class, of the seminar. Faktor, cara, or this. You will need to find out from the petikan. Okay, so from here, for the rumusans, what you need to take note is, I write it here. First thing first, please remember your rumusans will have at least like 2 bahan. So the bahan is one is the petikan, the other one it can be the pictures, but it can also be the puisi. Okay, if they come out of puisi, you will need to extract the information for the puisi and then to find out is there any isi or focus in the puisi or not. Puisi, which is saja. So the very first step, to read the petikan, baca petikan dan bahan grafik. And also puisi. Right now, I will give you a summaries of what is this rumusans, everything you need to take notes, and end with the template for you to do your rumusan. You just like fill in the blanks only. Endings, I will give you the templates. If I forgot, please remind me for that. Okay, so this can also be puisi. So basically, petikan 1 is your bahan 1, and then graphic different is your bahan 2. Okay, and then after that, the purpose of you reading all this to find out your focus, cari focus. And then what is focus? Focus, you may refer to the page for all the kata kunci that with this at the beginnings of the seminar. All of that is focus. How are you know whether this would become your focus in your rumusan? There is one rules you will need to know for focus. Rumusan, normally your focus will have 2, but it can go up to 4 focus. But how do you know this would become your focus? What is the criteria? You will need to have minimum 2 isi so that it will become the focus. Teacher, what is the difference of focus and also the isi? Let me give you a scenario over here. There is 2 questions right now. Rumusan 1, rumusan 2. This is 2 different questions, 2 different petikan, 2 different bahan grafik. Okay, totally different but they share the same topic. Okay, they share the same topic, meaning to say for this question, the topic is gaya hidup sehat. Example, so in the petikans, what I tell you is cara-cara mengamalkan, and then they give you kesan positif jika mengamalkan gaya hidup sehat, and also kesan negatif jika mengabaikan gaya hidup sehat. Okay, so from here, I have 2 different rumusan, 2 different questions. Question 1 and then question 2. For the question 1, rumusan 1, dalam petikan yang diberikan dan juga bahan grafik yang diberikan, terdapat 5 cara, 3 kesan positif dan 3 kesan negatif. Tetapi dalam rumusan 2, cara juga terdapat 5, kesan terdapat 3, kesan negatif terdapat 1. So, over here, in conclusion, my rumusan 1, I will have 3 focus. Cara is my focus because there is 5 ECs regarding cara. Kesan positive is also my focus because I have 3 EC regarding kesan positive, same to kesan negative. So this one, 3 focus. But that's for rumusan 2, the second question. I will only have 2 focus. I have 5 ECs regarding cara, 3 ECs regarding kesan positive. But only 1 EC regarding the kesan negative. But the thing is, in order for this one to become my focus in the rumusan, I will need to have a minimum of 2 EC from the same category. Okay, minimum 2 EC from the same category. That's why these do not entitle for the criteria. Okay, that's why I say you can go up to 4 focuses because minimum 2 EC, then it will become the focus already. Meaning to say you can have 4, that is because. Until here, can understand or not? If yes, then I move on by telling you why it can go up to 4. Cannot? Okay. Same, regardless of how many bahan, you will need to have minimum 2 EC to become the focus. Right. I give you this as an example. Let's say right now we are doing a rumusan with 2 focus. How many paragraph? We will always start with a pendahuluan. And then we will have focus, right? And then we will have the penutup. But for focus, I will split. Focus 1, focus 2. So if there is 2 focus, then I will have 4 paragraph. But regardless of how many focus you have, no matter you have 2, 3, or 4 focus, regardless of how many are, in total, you will need to have 8 EC. What does it mean? Meaning to say, even if I have focus 1, focus 2, I will need to have a total 8 EC. Focus 1, 2, 3, ada 3 focus, also need to have at least 8 EC. Not to say at least, you only can have 8 EC. Okay, so how do we do the calculation? Let's say if I have 2 focus here, focus 1, focus 2, the combinations it will then become like this. It means like 6 plus 2, 5 plus 3, 4 plus 4, 3 plus 5, 2 plus 6. No matter how these combinations will give you 8 EC. But you will notice one thing, minimum 2, minimum 2. You will need to have minimum 2 EC to become the focus and in total 8 EC. That's why I say you can go up to 4. Because if it's 4 focus, each focus minimum 2 EC. 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's 4 focus. This is the way. Until here, can understand. Did I answer your questions, Wei Yang, for that one? Got it? Okay, good. So remember, for your rumusan, you will need to have 8 EC. Why? It is because 1 EC carry out 2 marks. So 8 EC, it will give you 16 marks. Okay, so pendahuluan 2 marks, penutup 2 marks, focus 16 marks for EC. In total, you will have 20. And then the remaining 10 is your bahasa. Total 30. That's why minimum, not minimum. That's why for your EC, you will need to have 8 in total. Trick like thing. Okay, so this is how we do that. Remember, why is it jumlah 8 isi, minimum 2 isi, jadi hanya 2 isi baru boleh menjadi focus. After that, teacher, this one, bahasa marks. How do we get this? Okay, look at this one. Rumusan, you will only have isi, no huraian at all, no contoh at all. Hanya isi, tak ada huraian, tak ada contoh. Maksudnya, satu isi, satu ayat. You have 8 isi here. What happened is you will need to use the penanda wacana to combine all the isi. But please remember, for rumusan, you have only isi, no huraian, no contoh. So what is the penanda wacana that you can use? I will give you 7 penanda wacana here. This 7 penanda wacana is mainly for isi only. It is not for the huraian, it is not for the contoh. So if you stick to these 7, it will secure your bahasa marks. Selain itu, seterusnya, selanjutnya, tambahan pula, tambahan lagi, bukan itu sahaja. Di samping itu. So this is a 7 penanda wacana that used for isi. Like justeru, it means oleh itu you cannot use. Oleh itu justeru lantaran itu, this is for huraian. Tamsiunya, misalnya, contohnya, this is for contoh. So you cannot use. You can only use the penanda wacana for isi only. Okay. All right. Anything regarding your rumusans you want to ask? If nothing, then I will show you a template on how you should do the rumusan. Where are you from Catholic? Because so far, which school you from? Because so far, I only got the standardized answers from my Catholic students. Why? Di samping itu in SPM, in general, it counted as 1 word. Okay, and then so far feedbacks from my Catholic students, yes, their teachers always tell them penanda wacana 1 words only. But I also have students from Kajang, even same school, but the teachers, different teacher lah, tell them different things. Some teachers tell them di samping itu is 3 words. Some teachers is like counted as 1 word. So in SPM, no worries. SPM in general, all the penanda wacana, kata nama khas, kata majmuk, everything counted as 1 word. But in your school exam, you need to clarify with your school teacher. Okay, in SPM, yes. Okay, so kata majmuk example, ibu bapa is kata majmuk, so it's counted as 1 word. But ibu dan bapa, this is not kata majmuk. As long as there is kata hubung in between of the words, this is not kata majmuk. Okay, ibu bapa, yes. Ibu dan bapa, no. Cannot. So in the school exam, you better clarify with the school teacher. But in SPM, I can tell you, yes, it is counted as 1. Okay, this one finished. So I give you a template for the rumusan. You may try when the class is finished and then double check the answers in the QR code. But this is a template, I can give it to you. Teknik penulisan. The purpose of pendahuluan is what? By telling them what is your focus. Okay, then after that, it is your focus 1, focus 2. Salin, lepas tu write. Why I never write ialah adalah, I explained to you just now in the pemahaman. So I just write termasuklah. Termasuklah it means included your isi and then the penanda wacana. Okay, I give you one more just now already. So in total there is 7 that you may use. Penutup, please use the new format. Okay, tema, cadangan, harapan. This one I already teach you in the cadangan that part, cadangan harapan. But you need to make sure that no watak here lah. Okay, no watak is needed. Okay, so basically, if you got anything you want to clarify, so you may clarify with me in the chat box. Let me think. And then for all the BM, that whenever there is perengan, okay, for all the questions in your BM paper, whenever there is perengan paragraph, please make sure that at the end you will count the kata perkataan. Okay, you will do this counting. So for all the short essay, long essay, rumusan, yes. I don't think we uploaded because teacher English, I think haven't end the seminar. After the seminar, we will upload the answer in the Google Drive. Or anything you want to clarify with me? Okay. So if you got anything you want to ask, then you may ask me in the chat box. If you want me to mark your papers by using the techniques I teach you for penulisan, then you text me. Okay. Thank you so much. That's all for today. Thank you for attending the seminar. See you when I see you guys. Bye-bye.